Hi, I'm Dalton Stewart, Financial Associate with Carmichael Hill. In today's video, my colleague Philip and I are going to be talking about some things that you should be keeping in mind as student loan repayments start back up. If you haven't already, please like this video and click the subscribe button below so you never miss an update. Doing so really helps get our videos out there to those looking for trusted financial information, such as yourself. Now, as I'm sure you all know, student loan payments have been paused since the start of the pandemic in March 2020. While some might have used this time to pay off their loans anyways, the vast majority of Americans were able to take advantage of this pause during a stressful time. But it seems this student loan payment break is coming to an end. So Philip, what does this all mean?
Yeah. So Dalton, since Congress is not allowing any further extension of the payment pause, it looks like interest is going to resume accruing on student loans starting September 1st, with payments being due as early as October 1st of this year.
So we will still have a few months before these payments resume, right? I'm sure some may be asking why we would need to be talking about it right now.
Yeah. Well, now is actually the perfect time to start planning ahead to make sure you're prepared for these payments to become part of your monthly expenses again. See, it's been quite a while since most of us have had to make these monthly payments, so it's going to be somewhat of a shock. But you can lessen the shock by following these tips we're going to walk through to hopefully make paying these loans off as painless as possible. So Dalton, why don't you get started off?
Sure. So Philip, first things first, we want to encourage those of us with student loans to do is begin making these payments now. Don't wait until the first payment is due in October. Find out how much you'll need to start paying every month and start putting your money into your savings account now. And while you're at it, make sure to look into the stockpiling your cash into high yield savings accounts to ensure you're picking up a relatively decent yield in our current interest rate environment.
Yeah, that's a great first point, Dalton. So it sounds like we're going to lean into more of a proactive than a reactive approach here. I know no one likes to be in debt, but really starting to chip away sooner rather than later is the best way to go. I also love how you hit on the high yield savings accounts as opposed to regular accounts. We're seeing, 5% interest rates now?
That's exactly right. And if you're interested in exploring the different options in regarding to high yield savings accounts, I'd recommend first checking in with your bank and then visiting bankrate.com, which is a great resource of good information that will show you different competitive rates.
Now Dalton, while we're still on the same lines as the first point, I would assume you definitely don't want to ask for payments to be pushed back any further, correct?
Correct. Sometimes there are options of deferment or forbearance if you meet certain criteria. However, we would caution against delaying your payments any further and just begin paying them off now. The longer you wait to pay off this debt, the longer it hangs over your head. But more importantly, the more interest you will incur, meaning you'll have to pay even more money in the long run.
Yeah. And I really want to harp on deferring your payments. So you're telling me the longer I defer my payments, the more likely it is the interest accrued each month will become larger than the amount I'm currently paying right now?
That's right. So it's a no-brainer to knock these payments out as they come. A lot of us might also be waiting to see if student loans are going to be forgiven at some point. The bad news here is that this doesn't seem likely in the near future for everyone. The good news is that President Biden says his administration will continue to pursue an alternative path to deliver student debt relief to as many borrowers as possible and as quickly as possible, including a SAVE plan which provides some relief to lower earning borrowers and increased Pell Grants for low income families.
Yeah. At the end of the day, these student loans will not be going anywhere, or will most likely not be going anywhere unless you do something about them. They're your responsibility to keep track of and to pay off. It's important to know exactly how much you owe if possible and to create a plan to pay off what's owed every month. Paying back student loans is never fun, but remember, just paying them off and getting them over with is better than dealing with the alternative of ignoring them and dealing with aggressive consequences later on down the road.
As always, if you have any questions about what we went over today or anything pertaining to your financial game plan, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We hope you have a great day. Until next time.